Santaya, what's up? Chase, I haven't seen you in a minute, Chase, how's it going? Chase, I'm not sure. Did you catch the debate? There it is. You guys can hear me okay, right? Everything is everything. Nice. What's good? Be humble always. How's it going, guys? There's a new Crypto Phoenix video out, and I was like listening to it, trying to understand it. He's kind of like above my level of that kind of shit, but he gets it. Chase, now I saw a little of your post debate vid. What happened? Our channel's conclusion is we decimated them, and they didn't have really a debate or rebuttal. David's only debate or rebuttal at the end was basically just that, like, he doesn't want to hold something that's like, potentially evil. So that was his kind of conclusion on that. So it's, to each their own. But they're gonna hold 50 XRP each, guys, because somebody sent them a super chat on Mikkel's debate, and they sent them $100 super chat to buy XRP. So they're honoring that. So they are officially XRP holders. Oh, you on vacation? Nice, dude. Yeah, go touch grass. Nice, dude. Scooby's in the house. What's up, man? Dirt Game, let's hear what you wrote down in the book from your last video. Oh, so I'll do that. I'll do that on another video. I apologize. Let me put it this way. Over the last 72 hours, I've been like really just working it in the both my furniture business and the channels and like the debates and stuff like that. And so I think everyone on my channel kind of wants a break from me being so ranty and epic and stuff like that. But I will cover all this stuff. And I did Dirt Game, if you're new, there's a video I made a couple months ago called Bitcoin versus XRP, the greatest pre-planned showdown of all time. And that's what this is. I just wanted to recover this and my new notes and combine it into one video educational. That wasn't like me being as tired or late at night, or as whatever that was. But good to have you, man. Santaya, you guys are killing it. Yeah, it's been an eventful week. Ever since that Mikkel debate, it has been an eventful week, and it has been fun. Just kind of like, because like, imagine this, guys. Like, I entered this space like 10 months ago, so I'm watching all these guys, and then like I end up boxing in the same arena that Jake Claver and Mikkel did. It was an honor. So it was really cool. I think we all crushed it in our own different way. What up, everyone? Eddie the Great in the house, guys. Scooby life is good. I'm blessed. MSDXU. Hi, man. I saw you last live. Hope your nervous system is in a good state and you're doing well. Yeah, you guys wouldn't believe it. Like, I needed to get that message out to people. It was like a conviction in my spirit. I needed to say those things in the way I did. And that was why I was pretty unapologetic about it. But I wanted you guys to know immediately after I made like a short. And I was like, I'm good, guys. Like, I'm not bit-boying. I'm good. Like, my life is great. There's some people that needed to hear that message, I feel like. Whether it's one person or three, who knows? Chase, why did the yen come back down? I really thought everything was able to happen. So Jake Claver has been talking on the last couple of lives of his. The yen moving in that direction is also the beginning of it. Like, you're waiting until it gets to this one point, and then with the US getting involved and all that stuff, it's still on. So it's just kind of like the price charts in XRP. Seeing movement's good. Seeing dramatic moves of them trying to do something is good. So same thing for the reverse carry trade. When you're seeing movements happen on a reverse carry trade, like with the yen and stuff like that, there are big players moving massive amounts of liquidity around, even if it's fake liquidity, to try to stabilize this thing because they know it's about to fucking unwind. So it's all theater. Y'all watching it play out. They're just basically behind the scenes fumbling, like, oh, moving shit around, trying to like stabilize and like make it happen when they want it to happen. Love seeing 99-cent XRP. Yeah, I was super stoked about that. That was really iconic because like honestly, like, so I remember like before I started my YouTube channel, I was like, it was around the time when people were sure that it was never going to go below $2 again, and so people were all sure about that. Then we went down to like $1.10 at one time, and we went down to 99 cents. I was like, the closer we get to zero, the sooner it has only to go up. So that's the way I look at it, and it's all pre-planned PSYOP chart anyways. So nothing in the charts is real buying and trading. Okay. Son always tells me when he's going to the bathroom, like, just go, bro. You don't need to tell us. But yeah, no, there's a Crypto Phoenix video that just came out, and I was watching it on my way home, and I want to find him real quick. There he is. And I'm going to screen share it with you guys because he is saying a lot of shit that makes a lot of good sense, and he's got an accent, and it's not always easy to understand with his accent. And then on top of his accent, he's some sort of super genius, and so it's an accent plus trying to translate super geniusness. So I'm going to share that with you guys here. It's called Japan is the Gate for XRP Selling Repricing. So both Jake Claver and Crypto Phoenix believe Japan is where it starts, and Mr. Pool and the Riddlers also noted that Japan kicks off the ball, the dominoes. The dominoes are the switch. Okay, so let's share that. Can you guys see that? Cool. All right, there it is. Okay, so we have the new Crypto Phoenix video. Will you guys let me know in the chat if when I'm playing it? Oh yeah, Bitwise added more XRP. They're beginning. Will you guys let me know if you can hear the video as it's playing?
At Granger, we have over 1 million products, including the ones that help keep your workplace.
Okay, guys, today we're going to discuss why I believe the XRP repricing will happen anytime, any moment, and it won't be because of America. I think it will be because of Japan, and we're going to have to analyze the connections of Ripple and SBO Holdings, and what Mr. Kitao said about XRP will be very valuable. So SBO CEO Kitao is publicly aligned with Ripple's architecture. So Yoshitaka Kitao has said XRP will be the global standard. He also said XRP will be very expensive, not expensive, very expensive. And Ripple will lead the next generation of payments. So SBI will use XRP everywhere possible. These are his quotes, his statements. I'm not creating this. Everything that I quote in here came from Mr. Yoshitaka Kitao. So these statements are not marketing. They're strategic disclosures from a tier one institution with banking rails, security rails, forex rails, payment rails, crypto rails, and SBA is not guessing. SBA, as you can see, is building. What is SBI doing? What SBI does? SBI Holding is a Japanese financial conglomerate operating across 5 major sectors: banking, securities, insurance, asset management, and private equity, crypto assets, and next generation Web3 biotech businesses. This is what everything that SBI Holding is doing. So they are one of Japan's largest financial groups and one of the few tier one institutions globally with a dedicated crypto asset division. What SBI Holding does? Well, I'm going to go deeper into all the things that I mentioned. First, financial services, banking, securities, and insurance. SBI operates a full financial stack. SBI Securities is Japan's largest online brokerage. SBI Shinsei Bank, commercial banking. SBI Insurance Group, multiple insurance lines. SBI Liquidity Market, Forex Market Infrastructure, SBI Forex Trade, that's retail Forex trading, and SBI Money Plaza, that's insurance plus financial instrument intermediary. And the SBI Benefit System, which is in charge of pension plans and welfare systems. These are tier one financial rails. It's not just a small bank. Second, asset management. That's investment trust and advisory funds. SBI manages investment trust, asset management products, advisory services, and financial product information. They operate at a large-scale asset management platforms. 3, PE venture investment. It's in charge of VC, LBO, fintech, and biotech. SBI invests in fintech, in blockchain, in IT, in biotech, in overseas venture markets, and they run multiple venture capital and private equity funds. Crypto asset business, exchange, market making, and Web3. This is the part relevant to XRP architecture. SBI operates crypto asset exchange and trading services, market making for crypto assets, Web3 related businesses, and digital securities via Osaka Digital Exchange. This is one of the few institutional grade crypto divisions in Japan.
We promise a tenfold refund if it doesn't work. Traditional dentures can cause jawbone loss and alter your facial contours over time, but these dentures
really went for that
completely avoid these
vegetable.
problems.
In here in America, we're still discussing about cryptos are a scam,
Randy Graves?
cryptos are the president, blah, blah, blah. 5, next generation businesses, bio, healthcare, medical, informatics, and Web3. SBI also expands into bio, healthcare, medical informatics, renewable energy, and new overseas markets like Africa, for example. Why SBI matters in the XRP settlement architecture? SBI is not just another company, guys. They are a tier 1 financial institution with banking, securities, forex, and insurance rails, with a dedicated crypto asset division, directly integrated with RippleNet, operating market infrastructure, forex digital securities, positioned to run collateral pools and liquidity corridors. This is why when SBI CEO says XRP will be very expensive, he's speaking from the vantage point of collateral sufficiency, liquidity coverage, RLUSD minting capacity. They can mint RLUSD, tier 1 settlement throughput, and multi-pool architecture requirements. Not retail speculation, guys, here. So, banking rail integration. SBI Shinsei Bank. SBI owns SBI Shinsei Bank, which gives them direct access to Japan's domestic real-time gross settlement system, access to Senjin, Japan's interbank payment network, access to BOJ Net, Bank of Japan settlement rail, ability to run liquidity corridors, ability to manage intraday liquidity buffers. This is critical because RLUSD must bridge domestic Japan yen liquidity. SBI Shinsei Bank is the anchor point for Japan to RLUSD conversion, the yen, and RLUSD to yen, Japan yen settlement, collateral pool access, and tier 1 liquidity routing.
And I won't pause the video too much because I know it's annoying when people pause videos, you know that you're watching, but like, imagine how many times that Japanese yen to RLUSD conversion is going to happen when trillions leave global markets and head and flood back to Japan. And imagine, like he said on the last page, how much RLUSD will be minted during that period of time.
This is the banking rail, Shinsei Bank. Through here is when they're going to do these conversions. Security rail integration, SBI Securities.
It's funny because like I've essentially said this in an easy peasy way. I'm like, yeah, XRP and Ripple are shoved so far up Japan's anus that when this reverse carry trade happens, it, you know, price is going to take off. But like he's doing a great job actually writing it down and putting notes. I just Brett and Hodge, I honestly think those guys the other day were playing dumb. I don't believe they never heard of the bear and all the other things you had mentioned. The tone of his voice was very condescending. Yeah. And you know what's interesting, guys? So I was on their conspiracy channel tonight, their Red Pill channel, which I think is on the Sovereign channel. And you guys can watch that, you know, rewatch that if you want to. But they were way different people tonight than they were during the debate. So I think they're kind of putting on a little bit of a crypto show face when they're doing that. And so the condescending voice only comes out when he's debating people about XRP or talking negative about. When he's talking flooded about XRP, that's when David sounds like that. He sounds like a normal dude otherwise. And actually, the only thing that we disagree with in that on the Node network is XRP's thesis. Oops, sorry.
SBI Securities is Japan's largest online brokerage, a major participant in equities, bonds, ETF, and derivatives. It's integrated with Japan Exchange Group. It's integrated with Osaka Digital Exchange for digital securities. And this matters because securities settlement is massive, securities require intraday liquidity, and securities require collateralized settlement. Digital securities require tokenized rails, and SBI is already building tokenized securities infrastructure. This is where XRP collateral pool and RLUSD settlements plug in. 3. Forex rail integration. SBI Liquidity Market and SBI Forex Trade. SBI operates Japan Forex market infrastructure. So SBI Liquidity Market, institutional Forex liquidity provider. SBI Forex Trade is retail Forex trading platform. These rails connects directly to United States dollar, euro, British pound, AUD, Hong Kong dollar, Canadian, etc. So this is critical because Forex settlement is the largest daily settlement obligation in Japan.
Wow.
This is the biggest Forex settlement in Japan. So SBI Forex rails allow XRP-based Forex settlement, RLUSD liquidity injection into Forex corridors. You cannot run Forex corridors without liquidity. Multi-pool routing across currency pairs, tier 1 throughput scaling, and this is the Forex rail. And I'm going to tell you why SBI will use Ripple and not going to use any other asset. Payment rails integration, RippleNet and SBI Remit. So SBI owns SBI Remit. It's Japan's largest remittance company. SBI Remit is directly integrated with RippleNet. Remember when I've been telling you that the first corridors would be remittances, already using XRP for settlement. They are already using it, XRP for remittances, connected to global payment corridors, operating cross-border liquidity rails, and this is the payments rail. SBI Remittance is the first Japanese institution to use XRP for cross-border settlement, liquidity routing, remittance finality, and corridor optimization. This is the payment rails. This is not in the future. These are already using it. 5. SBI's crypto asset rail, the bridge layer. So SBI operates SBI VC Trade, which is a crypto exchange, SBI Crypto, which does mining plus infrastructure, Web3 business units, digital asset custody, market making for crypto assets. This rail is the bridge between traditional finance and tokenized assets, digital securities, XRP collateral pools, and RLUSD minting infrastructure.
And remember, guys, they just passed the Japanese Clarity Act like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So they're ready to rock and roll. And all of this is set up like just bait, just alley-oop. Bullsnap XRP's in the house. Why if XRP just blows up without any regulation on just reprice alone? I'm starting to think that will be the case. The clarity delay is one thing, but the SEC also. Japan. What Japan have is Japan already passed the Clarity Act, so they can send the price up, even before us.
This is the crypto rail. So putting it together, SBI controls all 4 rails. SBI is the only Japanese institution with a bank, a securities broker, a Forex liquidity provider, a payment company, a crypto asset exchange, and a digital securities exchange. This makes SBI uniquely capable of running XRP collateral pools, minting RLUSD, routing tier 1 liquidity, integrating multi-pool settlements architecture, and supporting quadrillion scale throughput. This is why SBI's CEO said XRP will be very expensive. He wasn't talking about retail price. He was talking about collateral density required to run Japan's financial rails.
And think of what that means. Like when you think of the CEO of SBI, which SBI, according to this video, just listening to just this video alone, is a very huge powerhouse. It is a fucking titan of industry in the banking community. So if the CEO of the titan of industry of the banking community in Japan says XRP will be very expensive, he doesn't mean like the same thing as like a crypto bro saying it. Like if a crypto bro says that like, you know, XRP will be very expensive in the future, they're thinking probably like $100. When the CEO of SBI says XRP will be very expensive and he says it strategically, like, you got to understand that does not mean $100. That does not mean $1,000. Think of whatever, if you were the CEO of SBI, that huge powerhouse banking industry, think of, you know, how much money he must have and what's very expensive to him.
Don't let any other person tell you otherwise. Now, SBI controls the banking rail needed for RLUSD minting, and this is key. RLUSD minting requires regulated banking infrastructure, access to domestic settlement rails, access to central bank liquidity windows, compliance with capital rules, Basel III, FSB. SBI owns SBI Shinsei Bank, which gives them BOJ net access, Bank of Japan settlement rail, Senjin Access, Japan's interbank payment network, and real-time gross settlement access, real-time gross settlement. So this is mandatory because RLUSD minting should occur inside regulated banking rails, not on the exchanges. Exchanges are nothing more than a venue just to acquire them. We're talking about RLUSD minting, and it must, there's no other way, occur inside regulated banking rails. SBI Shinsei Bank is the minting anchor.
The IRS is coming for your crypto gains, but it doesn't have to be that way. With a crypto IRA from iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell your favorite cryptocurrencies with tax advantages.
Damn it,
Even better, with a
So SBI controls Forex rails required for RLUSD liquidity coverage. So RLUSD must cover United States dollar to Japan yen, euro to Japan yen, British pound to Japan yen, and so on. Hong Kong dollar to Japan yen, etc. So SBI operates SBI Liquidity Market, institutional Forex liquidity provider, and the trading platform for Forex trade. So these rails allow SBI to inject RLUSD into Forex corridors, convert that RLUSD into Japan yen immediately, and maintain liquidity buffers, and also support multi-pool routing. So Forex is the largest daily settlement obligation in Japan. SBI controls the rail that RLUSD must flow through. So SBI controls securities rails that require RLUSD settlement. So securities settlement is massive: equities, bonds, ETF, derivatives, repo markets, collateralized lending. SBI Securities is Japan's largest online brokerage, integrated with Japan Exchange Group and integrated with Osaka Digital Exchange. So securities rails require intraday liquidity, collateralized settlement, tokenized settlement rails, and RLUSD becomes the liquidity medium for these rails. So you see, collateralized settlement, well, you're going to need RLUSD to become the medium, the liquidity. You're not going to be able just to pay with yens or dollars. SBI Securities is the distribution layer for RLUSD. So SBI controls also the payment rails already using XRP. So as we said, SBI Remittances Japan, largest remittance company, it's in charge of transferring money and other currencies. So it's also capable of doing cross-border payment. In fact, it's doing it. So SBI operates SBI BC Trade, which is a crypto exchange and crypto infrastructure mining with SBI Crypto. Also is with Web3 business unit. So, and this is the rail where XRP will be locked. So you see, they have everything ready. There's nothing that needs to be done. The infrastructure is already done. So
that is a huge statement he just made, and I agree 1,000%. Like a lot of people have been like in the space for so long, in the crypto space, and they're like really beat up, and like they've been waiting for their moment, for their bull market, for their coin to take off. And it's like the infrastructure the entire time for the last 14 years has been being built. So like I've always tried to relate like XRP and Ripple, and like the reason people can't see that, like, you know, like the guys I debated, like the reason that they can't see what's going to happen with XRP is because they're looking at all of this as like a speculative asset. They can't like connect Ripple to XRP, even though in Japan, like if you just watch Japan with crypto for like an hour, you understand that they're very integral, connected at the hip, and Ripple intends to use XRP. They don't intend to use anything else. And so like when you understand that for 14 years they've been building infrastructure, it's like driving by a building being built. First they dig this giant ditch, then they build the foundation. You're like, what are they building? And then like all of a sudden just levels just start going up, levels. You can go up 100 levels in like a period of like weeks after they build the foundation for like years, 2 years, waiting for permits, waiting for all the planning. And so like people like, you know, the people I debated, they can't see all that being built for XRP. And he just made the biggest statement there. The infrastructure is ready. Like the Starship's complete. All they have to do is power it on, go to hyperspeed, and just leave all the retail in the dust.
Have the way to lock it, the way to transfer, the way to add RLUSD, the way to transform the liquidity, RLUSD, into whatever they need. So this is here where XRP will be locked, collateral pool will be formed, and RLUSD will be mint. So RLUSD will be burned, and RLUSD supply will be regulated. So SBI BC trade is the collateral layer. So in one sentence, SBI.
And do you guys remember like that scene when I was saying like that slide where he was talking about like the Japan going to RLUSD and the RLUSD going to Japan, and like it converts and stuff like that? I mean, imagine when this crisis is happening and all of these like orders are coming in and this liquidity is coming in and like there's a liquidity lockup. Imagine how many orders will come into Ripple for them to mint more RLUSD. There's going to be a supply and demand. So supply and demand for RLUSD, and then they'll be minting it basing off the value of XRP. And so all of this will be happening all at the same time. That's why like they call it like, you know, like the Riddlers, they show dominoes. And Jake calls it the domino theory because it's going to be just like boom, 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 boom. So like, and it might take weeks, it might take like, you know, days, it might take, you know, 2 months, but it's like, as this is going down, people like us are going to be priced out like almost instantaneously because this is so much bigger than us.
SBI means RLUSD because it controls every rail required for collateralized settlement, banking, forex, securities, payments, cryptos, making it one of the only institutions capable of issuing RLUSD at tier 1 scale. So SBI and Ripple, the strategic, operational, and structural ties. SBI is Ripple's largest external shareholder. So what I'm going to tell you here will make sense right now. SBI Holding owns a significant equity stake in Ripple. This is not a partnership, it's ownership. Do you understand why Ripple is already in Asia? SBI has board-level visibility, strategic influence, direct alignment with Ripple's long-term roadmap. This is why SBI CEO speaks confidently about XRP's future. He's not guessing. He's inside the architecture. SBI Holding owns equity stake in Ripple, is an owner of Ripple.
Banks earn 10% interest on your money while paying you 0.5%. What if you could flip that and collect the fees yourself? If you've got $50,000 or more sitting in savings,
put it in XRP.
SBI and Ripple jointly operate SBI Ripple Asia. This is a joint venture between SBI Holding and Ripple Labs. The purpose is to deploy RippleNet across Japan and Southeast Asia, integrate XRP settlements into regional banks, build cross-border corridors, develop enterprise-grade payment rails. SBI Ripple Asia is the official Ripple gateway for Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore. This is not a reseller, it's a regional Ripple operator. This is the gate. SBI integrates RippleNet into Japan's banking system. SBI Ripple Asia signed agreements with over 60 Japanese banks, representing 80% of Japan's banking assets. These banks use RippleNet for cross-border payments, liquidity routing, settlement messaging, and forex optimization.
You know what's funny? I just gotta say this because it's such a stark difference watching Crypto Phoenix versus watching me. I'm this guy that's absorbed all this information about the New World Order elites and then also about Ripple, and I just like spew it on people sometimes. He is so organized. Like, we are polar opposite channels. It would be so nice to have him on the channel sometime. So you guys should start messaging him and asking him if he'll come on our channel, because I don't know if he's gone on other people's channels, but it would be so cool to have him. He's so organized. But this is huge, guys. This is absolutely huge what he's talking about right here. And nobody makes me feel more sane than watching Crypto Phoenix, because he lays it out in such a black and white way, like David and Mike would probably like to see. I don't know if they've watched his videos, but you know, they're not really, I think, 100% trying to seek out if XRP is the one. They're just focused on their projects, and that's fine for them. But yeah, this is some raw dog shit right here.
This is the largest Ripple net banking cluster in the world so far. SBI is Ripple's strategic partner for digital securities. SBI operates Osaka Digital Exchange, SBI Securities, and SBI Digital Asset Holdings. Ripple XRP Ledger is positioned as a tokenization rail, a digital security settlement layer, a collateralization layer, and SBI is the institutional bridge between XRP Ledger and the digital securities. This is why SBI is critical for RLUSD minting. And if SBI is part owner of equities in Ripple, it makes sense that they're going to use his own products. SBI is Ripple partner for CBDC integration in Asia as well. See, they have Asia, Southeast Asia, and remember, the world owes Japan so much money. How are they going to get paid? How are they going to do the settlements? Ripple's CBDC platform is being tested by Japan, Korea, Singapore, and Thailand. SBI Ripple Asia is the regional gate, the integrator. This means CBDCs convert to RLUSD and then XRP collateral pools. Domestic rails moves into cross-border rails, central banks, then move into RippleNet corridors. And SBI is the CBDC bridge operator. So SBO CEO Kitao is publicly aligned with Ripple's architecture. Yoshitaka Kitao has said, XRP will be the global standard. XRP will be very expensive. Ripple will lead the next generation of payments. SBI will use XRP everywhere possible. Everywhere possible. Everywhere possible. So these statements are not marketing. They are strategic disclosures from a tier one institution with banking rails, security rails, forex rails, payment rails.
Can I just take a moment to pause here because Moneymaker just entered the house, Moneymaker XRP. Thank you, Moneymaker, for setting that up and being like the kind of like connection dot between me and the Node Network, because that was one of the funnest events of my life. We all have Moneymaker XRP to thank. I'll never forget how funny it was. I'll never forget how funny it was to watch you troll their channel from our live and just be like, our fucking guy is in there. So kudos to you. Honestly, I just want to make a shout out for Moneymaker XRP. What a hero over the last week, and just been an honor to have you on the channel, man. I couldn't be more honored to have you. Thompson says absolutely correct. It heavily collaborates with utility coins such as XRP, etc. Let's go, Boss Flare and Songbird. Only caught a little of that live you had with them this evening. Oh yeah. And the live with them was fun tonight. They don't have their Node Network personalities on that channel. They kind of talk and act differently on their Node Network channel. Liminal Lands, Mr. G's recent posts are interesting. I don't know who Mr. G is. The eclipse was definitely an important event. Yeah, Moneymaker, thank you, Chris. Glad I could help Amigo, man. Yeah, you deserve it, man. You're just what a freaking ninja warrior.
Rails, crypto rails. SBI is building. Now, why these ties matter for RLUSD and XRP value density? Give me a minute.
Oh yeah, this is where he plays with his air conditioner. He's so adorable.
I put the air conditioning. So why this matters for RLUSD and XRP value density? Now we're going to connect the value density of XRP. SBI is one of the only institutions in the world that controls, as we've seen, all the 5 financial rails, right? It's directed, tied to Ripple at the ownership level. This is crucial. You're going to remember everything about this video is about the directly tied to Ripple at ownership levels. So run XRP settlement in production, operates Forex liquidity markets, operates digital securities exchange, operates banking infrastructure, operates crypto custody and trading, operates cross-border corridors, and integrates CBDCs. This makes SBI Holdings a primary RLUSD minter, a primary XRP collateral pool operator, a primary liquidity corridor manager, and a primary tier 1 settlement node. This is why SBI is central to my 50K, 100K plus value density model.
Now, Crypto Phoenix kind of blew my mind the first time I watched him because he is calling for, without even an influx in his voice, he is calling for a $50,000 to $100,000 XRP pretty quick. He calls it like a repricing. And he bases it on all these numbers, and he is a genius, and he makes people kind of dumb sometimes. I have to sit there like trying to read everything as he's like saying it. But everything he says makes sense, and he puts it into black and white, and they call him the professor for a reason.
So in one sentence, SBI is the first corridor that opened because it is the first institution with full banking, Forex, security, payment, crypto integration directly tied to Ripple, making it the first node capable of minting and routing RLUSD at tier 1 scale. SBO CEO publicly confirmed XRP usage. Yoshitaka Kitao has repeatedly stated, we will use it, it will be the global standard, will be very expensive. Ripple will lead the next generation of payment. And I repeat this many times because...
You know how smart Japanese men are? Sorry, people. I didn't mean to like just segregate them, but no, Japanese people are insanely smart, especially when it comes to technology. Their whole city is like super advanced. They're always steps ahead of the United States on technology. And the CEO, the chief executive officer, the top dog of the top financial institution in Japan says, and I think it would be more impactful if like crypto bros could hear in English, like somebody that powerful, or understand how powerful that guy is. He's the top dog in Japan for financial industry. And he says, and quote, "We will use XRP everywhere possible." Imagine if Larry Fink came out and said that. Now, Larry Fink can't say that because of NDAs, but apparently these guys don't have NDAs. Like, to literally come out and say, like, that would be like if you heard Larry Fink come out and say on like X, like, we will use XRP everywhere possible. Do you have any idea what would happen to the price instantaneously? Well, because American crypto bros can't find this information, which is why when those other channels are talking about doing deep dives, I'm like, where are you doing your deep dive? It's not hidden very deep. And I found it like 1,000 times. And he says, the CEO, this titan of industry for Japan's financial system, says XRP will be the global standard. Do you think that's speculative? Like, all these people stuck on speculation. Do you think that there was like speculation in the debates? Like every single debate was like about speculation, except, you know, well, I mean, like mine. But like XRP will be the global standard. Imagine if Donald Trump came out and said that. I know Donald Trump came out and said XRP will be the global standard. This guy's at that level of power in Japan. XRP, according to this multi-millionaire who runs SBI, says XRP will be very expensive. That's why I say when I tell you guys, this is just one instance where it's like it's hidden in plain sight. They can only hide it so much from us to keep us out, but it's literally like written on the wall. This is something that guy said. Ripple will lead the next generation of payments. What's a generation? 50 years? So the next 50 years of payments will be led by Ripple, and XRP will be very expensive to a multimillionaire CEO. These are not small statements. These pack a lot of heat. These are not marketing statements. They are disclosures from a tier 1 institution already using XRP. Let's get back to the professor.
Because I want you to understand everything he said. This is not conspiracy guys or crypto army, XRP army pushing TikTok nonsense with letters that people believe that is true and it's not. These are not marketing statements. These are disclosures that came from Kitao, from a tier 1 institution already using XRP, not ready to use, already using XRP. Now, question is, if SBI is already using XRP and already moving Forex rails, why does XRP remain so low? Well, SBI is using XRP, but not the RLUSD XRP collateral architecture yet. SBI remittances uses XRP today, but only for retail remittances, corridor testing, liquidity routing experiments, RippleNet messaging integration. This is not the same as RLUSD minting, XRP collateral pools, tier 1 liquidity coverage, multi-pool routing, institutional settlement, Forex replacement, security settlement, and CBDC bridging. There's nothing that this is what is going to change into the new economy. We haven't flipped into the new economy yet. Those components are not live yet. SBI is using XRP in production, but not the architecture that forces repricing yet. XRP today reflects retail market, not institutional settlement value density, because most of the banks are not in. That's why everybody, the world is waiting for the United States just to embrace the Clarity Act so the whole corridors can come out all at once. So retail markets price XRP based on speculation, sentiment, market condition, the usual, the market nonsense. So, but retail markets cannot price collateral sufficiency, RLUSD minting capacity, tier 1 liquidity obligation, Forex settlement load, security settlement load, CBDC integration, multi-pool architecture, renovation requirements, etc. XRP has not been declared a tier 1 asset yet. So unless XRP is declared one tier 1, the repricing will not occur. So we are waiting for the designation first. So
Stay in control with next day delivery on most orders. For your shutoff valves, call Clegg.
XRP today is priced by retail. That's why it has a value almost nothing. It's not institutional settlement architecture because it's not being used as a tier 1, a high quality asset yet. The designation must happen. So collateral pools must be formed first. Before anything else, XRP must be locked in regulated custody inside institutional collateral pools. Everything can be done by SBI Holdings. Regulators must approve the collateralization model before minting RLUSD, the Bank of Japan, the FSA, the BIS, the FSB, New York DFS for RLUSD. Must approve the collateral pool structure. This is the conglomerate that they're going to decide the repricing. XRP must be repriced to require value density. So RLUSD minting requires trillions in collateral. Collateral requires XRP to be repriced before minting. If XRP is still cheap, the system cannot mint RLUSD, period. We've seen the amount needed in order just to sustain what the system needs.
So what he's saying there is exactly what I've said to, like, Node Network, other people. Like, yes, the reason you're not seeing the seismic activity that leads you to believe that obviously they're going to use XRP and power it on is because it hasn't been powered on yet. So the age-old argument that people make of people saying, like, oh, well, because of this, and the price on XRP, the Node Network, I don't believe there's like enough value capture in XRP. I'm like, well, yeah, but just like the Death Star, they intend to power this thing on, and once they blow up the first planet, you're going to be like, fuck. So I don't want anyone to miss it. And then it makes me a little fucking psychotic and crazy. So, yeah. I'm in such a good mood right now because for once in like months, my business is actually going like good. And then for second reason is because I actually had a great time on the conspiracy channel with the Node Network tonight on the Red Pill, and they're good guys. We all want each other to do well. I actually believe that they're not paid FUD. I think they are using XRP and how easy it is to pick on XRP to grow their channel, and I don't think that's right because you don't want to mislead people. But anyways, sorry.
To sustain around 24 trillion. So Japan proves me that US clarity is not required for XRP to reprice violently. Repricing can occur without United States regulatory alignment.
That's probably the most powerful thing that he said tonight. Like, all of this other stuff he's saying is gold, but the most powerful thing he just said is, as a guy as sharp as Crypto Phoenix, like literally like a professor, like that makes me feel dumb, like laying this out for us, like point for point. He literally just said and wrote it down on black and white paper or digital paper: price before law. And so the guy that like doesn't even remotely believe in the Riddlers wrote down what the Riddlers said. You guys realize how profound that is? Like, every single synapse in the entire world connecting. We do not need Clarity Act to pass for XRP to reprice violently. So that is probably the biggest statement of the night.
So Japan already has regulatory clarity for XRP. Japan FSA classify XRP as a digital asset, not a currency-like instrument, not a security. This classification is final, binding, and regulator level. Japan does not need the United States Security SEC. Japan does not wait for the US Clarity Act, and Japan doesn't depend on US policy. Japan is a sovereign financial system.
Another note I want to add to this point right here: Japan is in a financial crisis. So even though they're trying to hide it on the surface and they're trying to prevent the global markets from anticipating this move that they're going to have to make that will collapse the entire global markets for a period of time. They are trying behind the scenes. They've been desperately, like the reason they passed their Clarity Act before the United States is because they need their own Clarity Act for crypto, or they can't use XRP to save this. They know that this is coming. They know that the problem. They're not stupid. Remember, these guys are insanely smart with technology. So when these guys are panic rushing to get the door open for crypto in their country, and then SBI, the main financial institution in Japan, has XRP and Ripple shares, and they are telling you, we will use XRP wherever we fucking can, and it will be very expensive. It's so hidden in plain sight, guys. That's not even like the fact that the Node Network missed that all on their deep dives. Maybe I should have, done better at explaining that to them, but
SBI is already using XRP in production, while we are not even have an idea how we're going to use XRP in the banking system. SBI Remittances uses XRP today for Japan to XRP, to Philippine pesos, to Japan yen, to XRP, to any other currency, to dollars, to British pound, etc. So this is live, it's regulated, it's in production settlement, and Japan is not waiting for the United States. Japan is not asking for permission. Japan is not dependent on US clarity. In fact, United States owes a lot of money to Japan.
At the start of the game, you can choose any shelter you want, but once you pick a spot, there's no turning back. It's upgrade or D. Defense?
RLUSD minting does not require United States clarity. RLUSD is a regulated United States denominated stable settlement asset issued under the NYDFS and collateralized by XRP pools used by non-United States institutions. RLUSD minting can begin in Japan, in Singapore, in Europe, in the Middle East, in Africa. The US can join later or not. Repricing does not wait for the United States. So
huge.
It will be quicker if the United States aligns, hopefully this September, when they come from the recess. It will accelerate everything. But if they continue on this nonsense, the world is not going to wait for the United States. The world is sick and tired of the United States. XRP repricing is triggered by collateral activation, not United States law. You cannot mint RLUSD unless XRP value density is already high enough. So this means repricing happens before minting, repricing happens outside retail markets, repricing happens inside institutional corridors, repricing happens when collateral pools activate, and collateral pools can activate in Japan first.
Okay, so at first he was insinuating price before law. Now he just fucking said it. XRP repricing is triggered by collateral activation, not US law. So everything that the Riddlers even talk about. So you've got every single facet of this entire space aligning with the professor coming out who doesn't agree with any of that, but just comes out and says it, not knowing it's in alignment with something he can't even believe in.
Japan does not need the United States. Japan does not wait for the United States. Japan does not depend on the United States. The US is not the center of the new settlement architecture. The new architecture is driven by Japan, SBI, Bank of Japan, FSA, Singapore, Switzerland, UAE, EU, UK. America continues sleeping, and it's already, I believe, it's too late. I don't know what are these people are waiting. So these jurisdictions already have digital asset clarity, tokenization framework, stablecoin regulations, CBDC pilot, security tokenization rails. The US is behind. The architecture does not wait and will not continue
I think
waiting
the
for
US is
America.
behind on purpose.
So yes, repricing can happen without United States clarity. If Japan activates collateral pools and begins RLUSD minting, XRP must reprice regardless of US regulatory status. But before XRP must receive designation as Tier 1. Okay? Repricing is a global liquidity event, not a United States legal event. The US can join later, the US can lag, the US can resist, it doesn't matter. The architecture is global. It's not American.
That's why I've always said, like, this is a global event. This is started in America, but I think Americans are so like narcissistic that we think, like, all the crypto bros think that like America has to pass the Clarity Act first. Other countries that are smarter than Americans have already figured this out, have already built the infrastructure, have already created the foundation for number go up, and they are already locked and loaded to use it, regardless of what America does. And I think America is behind on purpose because they want BlackRock to come and hit last, and BlackRock will come and create a buy wall and just remove the rest of XRP available when this all gets announced, and you will see a very high price. In fact, Crypto Phoenix, Riddlers, and my thesis, and Jake Claver's thesis, all, I think, smart people aligned. And the Node Network can't see it. They can't see it, even after talking to all of us.
The system is a world system. The system will try to survive no matter what, with or without the US.
That's what it's about, guys. Like, a lot of people get so hung up on like crypto and casino and number go up that they forget that this is a liquidity crisis. He just used the word survive. An insanely smart guy just used the word survival. They're literally looking for survival methods here. These survival methods require a new digital currency to keep up with the liquidity crisis that is going to happen in Japan very soon.
So, in one sentence, yes, XRP can reprice violently without US clarity because Japan already has regulatory clarity, already uses XRP, and can activate collateral pools and RLUSD minting independently of the United States Clarity Act law. This is it, guys. Japan is the key, in my opinion. Japan is already prepared. Japan SBI is part of Ripple. It has equity in ownership of Ripple. So that's why everything is already prepared. They're going to start in Asia. They're going to start in the Middle East. They're going to start in there. America, as always, will join late. So yes, the repricing can happen after the designation as Tier 1.
So Jake Claver has come out and said 100 times they will label XRP as a Tier 1 asset. And I think this video does a great job of describing why it will become a Tier 1 asset. And so, like, you got to understand that this is all happening right now. This is all happening, like, doesn't relate to us at all. There's nothing to do with us. Nothing that we do affects any of this. We are just watching this all play out. XRP Drev, we're playing Rocket League as soon as I get an Xbox and go live. That is, if you want to send me an Xbox, that's when we're playing Rocket League. Let's see here. Where y'all from? I'm in Cali, North Cal. Oh, nice. So we're on the same time zone. Wakanda for me. Holy shit, man. Spooky G's never fails. Be humble always. Phoenix, Arizona. It's hot. Let's see here. I almost read my own comment. Moneymaker, think of crypto as like a baseball team. XRP is the catcher making the calls. Nice. Price before law, yeah. It's all coming into alignment. Chris, when we're playing Rocket, bro, yeah. Second, you send me an Xbox, man. We're playing Rocket League. DNFLYA, yo man, what's up? How's it going? Be humble always, 100,000 plus per token, yeah. And whether that happens in 5 years, like according to Jake Claver, or very, very fucking soon, we will see. But either way, good for us. A DNFLYA, Phoenix in the house, but just got back to work in the Alaska. Oh, cool. Okay, so you're back to work. Okay. Well, good to have you, man. Stay safe out there on the rig. Shepard, evening, Chris. Shepard's in the house, guys, and Shepard is one of the highest of OGs. Spooky G's. All right. Well, I gotta sleep. I gotta wake up 4 a.m. tomorrow. Damn, that sucks. Waking up 4 a.m. in Canada, that sucks. I will rejoice the day I don't have to wake up this early again. Yeah. Let's get a different shift. Moneymaker XRP. My favorite barbecue spot is there the I-17 called Bobby Q Barbecue. Man, get the beef ribs. That sounds amazing. Can't wait to go check that out. PTR Mosley. Claver has always said XRP will reprice before the Clarity Act bill is signed. Yeah. And the Riddlers say that too. And this is just more confirmation. So like the closer we get to this event actually happening, the more confirmations we get from everyone else. And everyone's theses are starting to align. Like the people that don't even agree with each other, their theses are starting to align. It's insane. Any crazy game stuff, I didn't even know you were in here, man. Any inner monologue for my Americans? If push came to shove, what country y'all move into if you had to keep your XRP crypto? If I was ever going to move to a different country, I would say, God, that's a tough one. I'd probably have to think about that. Wolfman, yo, Chris, what did you think of the Node versus Jake video? Definitely not as good as your video. I appreciate that, man. But you got to understand, Jake has a huge corporation. He's already got $1 billion of assets under management, and he's got to put on that forward face. So like for me, I'm just like YOLO action, like just like let him have it. For him, he had to take it as an approach of like, I gotta be polite, I gotta be positive, I gotta have a good face for the company. And so he's under that strict kind of like it's difficult for him to come out and say exactly how he feels. Because I guarantee you, Jake's videos would be a lot different if he said exactly how he feels. Like the 1,000th time that people ask him like when moon or like what if your domino theory is gonna fail, I guarantee you that's annoying as fuck to him. But he hides it, he keeps it inside. And so what you're seeing on Jake Claver's lives are like his honest, like his forward facing personality. Which we all have one. In business, I have one. In business, he has one, and the Node Networker has one. So if you got to meet him and hang out at a bar with Jake Claver, you would not meet the same Jake Claver. He'd be the same Jake Claver in essence, but he would be like way more chill and just, you know. So that's why the debate went the way it would, and that's why my debate looked more like I wrecked their shit. Because I just let them have it, no holds bar. And Mikkel and Jake are both in the financial realm. They have people that have invested into them, so they can't come out and look like flaming idiots. They have to really think about what they say before they say it. Bulls not XRP. That's why I jumped on that grenade. I was like, choose me. Bulls not XRP. Maybe Thailand or Japan. Japan would be dope. But I've heard, because my wife has friends in Japan, my wife speaks Japanese. My wife looks whiter than me, and she speaks Japanese. It's really funny to hear her. It's like, what anime character got installed into your brain? Good night, Andy. Moneymaker. Easy. I sent them some of his videos. Dave won't look at them. He just shouts stuff like he has Tourette's syndrome. Yelling scam. Yeah. And so, I'll say this. I think that the biggest victory versus the Node Network was getting them to just have nothing to say and listen. And even though there was only a window in which they did that, that's a huge victory. Wolfman, Chris, I'm so glad I found your channel. We are definitely on the same page. I'm glad you found the channel, man. This is like, we're building something really cool here. It's a nice family. And I see you all as family. And I'm honored to have you here. Moneymaker, Dave is a lost cause, even if he buys some. Yeah, so they're going to have 50 XRP to split between the two of them. So, but they're going to have, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So hopefully those don't just completely fucking die. John's journey. Did Crypto Phoenix said when they plan to make XRP tier 1 asset? Very, very soon. Basically, when all of this shit goes down, in order to survive, they're going to have to label it and designate it a tier 1 asset. and that's when the rest of the world will follow in dominoes. Wolfman, because like think of how powerful the XRP ledger is, and if one country starts using it, like it'd be like if your neighbor got like a fucking Ferrari, and you were driving a Toyota Prius, and like your neighbor gets a Ferrari and comes home with it, and you're like, what the fuck is that? They're like, oh, this is just like a really fast fucking car. Sounds amazing, feels amazing, looks amazing, and it's cheaper to use than a Prius, metaphorically. You would be like, I want that. So every government and institution after Japan powers on is going to have that same reaction. It's a visceral reaction. It's like, I want to use that. You guys, the liquidity pool's on. Let's use it. I'm Vancouver and 2 months a year in LA. Cool, man. That's a really cool setup you got there. Be humble always. North Mountain Park. I don't know where North Mountain Park is. J-Ride. I've got my weekly buy orders and I just watch XRP for the entertainment. I know what's coming and patience is on an issue. Nice. So you sound chosen as fuck to me. Wolfman. I'm working at the fire hall tonight. Oh, cool. Are you a fireman? Or do I not know what a fire hall is? Rank goat. What's up, bro?
Sure.
Do you guys want to watch it downstairs so I'm not annoying you?
No.
Okay.
I'm afraid of the basement. Oh.
Oh, because Olivia kind of like destroyed it in there. What's up, bro? Good job on the new bullshit sleepyheads. LOL. So our F436B is about to be ready for us to pick up. Yeah. Month? Hops?
I mean, we will be watching.
Extra moo cows in the house, guys. You. Yves. Hey, guys. I've been missing in action. Work has been busy. What have I missed? You've missed so much, Yves. You're gonna have to watch like a few lives ago of mine, the one that had like 2,500 views. I debated a node network, the same network that debated Mikkel, and the same network that debated Jake Claver. So I basically felt like I was thrown into the professional MLB as like a high school baseball player. But I you know, my knowledge is up on par with what I needed to combat with. But it just feels weird to have so little subscribers and to have only been in the space for 10 months and then to like go head to head against the same people Mikkel and Jake Claver are taking down. So I was like a fucking honor. I will never forget that. And I did the best I could. I think we won. Andy Crazy GameStop. I've been to Japan. I like it. Yeah. I can't wait to go. Spooky G's, yeah, you can't hit low than this. Waking up at 4 a.m. in Canada sounds like Russia to me. Yeah, I just imagine even in the summer you walk out into the freaking freezing cold and it's like 6 feet of snow and a polar bear jumps on your head or teabags you. Inner monologue. Chris debated on 2 live streams and went crazy. Oh yeah, I forgot that I also went crazy. Sorry. So in a live earlier today, I went crazy. So enjoy that if you will. If you can handle the energy. Inner monologue, crazy in the good sense. I'm glad. I honestly, I felt so convicted to make that, that I just, when I was done with that, I was like, okay, now that's been said, that's been done. I peaked on energy and I was like, that's out there now. And so then I felt 100% at peace after that. DNFLYA, Philippines would be cool, or maybe Maldives, yeah. Warm, tropical. PTR Mosley, XRP led to 2017, and remain more committed than ever to the simple goal of making XRP the world's reserve digital currency. Their goal has been out in the open for a decade. Yeah, and still people can't find it. People still can't see it. Moneymaker, 100% PTR. Yves, inner monologue. Oh, thanks. I gotta go back and watch. Yeah, there's some videos worth watching in the past 72 hours. Dave is annoying as fuck. I'll say this, guys. So Dave is annoying as fuck on the Node Network. On their conspiracy channel, Dave is a bro. Dave is like a fucking American. And he said some shit that I was like, wow. Like, this guy's a little bit more extreme than I am for America. So I like that guy. I don't agree with their thesis. I don't agree with them on their negativity about something that I want people to not miss. But Dave's a fucking patriot, guys. So it might shock you. You should probably watch that basically the podcast we did like a couple hours ago. XRP Dev, I was laughing at your super chat on Jake's stream. Oh, Nice, dude. Yeah, I had to throw that in there because I want him on the channel sometime too. Because if he goes on the Node Network, he sure as hell better come on here. You guys should probably start commenting and messaging him about that, so he's aware. XRP Drive, Kita, yo, hey Kita, how's it going? Dave looks like that Sal guy from Impractical Jokers. I don't know who that is, but that's funny. Moneymaker, I gotta run in, guys. Have a great night. You too, Moneymaker. And Moneymaker, if you're still on, I want to do a live with you sometime, like a joint live. You would be so much fun to have on. The man without the cape, Wolfman. Yeah, I told the other XRP firefighters about your channel. They will be tuning in. Nice, dude. And thanks for serving in the firefighter community. That's a bold, brave ass job, man. So kudos to you. Second mouse, the gang's all here. Yeah. Both not XRP. Dave should be a while her wants to instead of hiding and being condescending. You know, I think, like I said, like they kind of have like their forward facing, like for their business, like kind of like personality, and that's like an image that they kind of put out, like both Mike and David. But late night at their conspiracy channel. It was actually really fun. It felt like hanging out at a like fireside whiskey event with some patriots. So they grew on me. I'll admit, I like them. I don't want them to diss on XRP, but we can't have everything that we want. And I think the debate probably helped a lot of people, and a lot of those people have found this channel. Yeah, I was shocked how much I like those guys. Who knows? Maybe Russia said, "Fuck everyone and uses XRP first." That would be cool. Just completely come out of nowhere and just change the entire Riddler script. And a crazy GameStop. Apparently, Trezor got breached recently. Yep. Well, so they are. Let me put it this way: the people in power want you to not trust holding your assets in cold storage. They don't want you to hold in your own custody. That was even a part of the Clarity Act at one time. So just be careful of that. They are going to try to scare you out not only of crypto, they're going to try to scare you out of cold storage as well. So just spread out. Spread out and defend. Moon Raider, I felt like you was shouting at me. It was, so that video, that live, was definitely aimed at people who haven't seen it yet, or don't get it, or they're missing it for dumb reasons. So it felt like I was shouting at you. I was really shouting at just anyone that's missing it for dumb reasons. So I hopefully didn't traumatize you during that video. You have always be safe, bro. Yeah, he's a hero. Wolfman, where is it? Wolfman, yeah, I told the other XRP5. Sorry, I'm trying to find where I was in the comments. What cold storage devices do you like and why? Also, do you hold any institutional custody? So I like Tangem, Tangen. That's because it's simple, easy to use. And there was a crypto nerd that I was watching that had like all the cold wallets, and he was doing a lot of videos on it. And he made a very good point. He said, if your crypto wallet is too complicated, that's a risk too. So if your crypto wallet is beyond your level of understanding, you run just as much risk of losing your crypto to you forgetting how to use it or how you set it up as just, losing it in general. So that's why we've always talked about Tangem on our channel, because it's simple enough to use. I've even had really old people use it and handle it just fine. So for now, that's what we're not sponsored by anyone, obviously. Also, do you hold any? I have a little bit. I trust capital, and that is so in case lava were to melt the cold storage, there'd still be something. Eric Social, when it comes to Clarity, the U.S. sure is late to the dance. Yeah, but I think it's on purpose. They want to power it on somewhere else first to shake us out, because a bunch of wealthy Americans is a dangerous thing. Bulls and XRP, there's no reason these guys should be setting meetings to talk about major regulation and cancel it in a couple of days just because something has got to happen soon, despite how bleak it might look. Yeah. I mean, think of it. If you look at it coincidentally, if they were trying to make it look like a Grim Reaper type of situation, they just decided a week ago that they weren't going to vote on the Clarity Act until the 15th of September. So all these people that were not convicted, that don't know the plan, that don't know how it's all going to work out, think of like they probably sold some of their positions. And so they've also done things like every single cycle, they've started the bull run on October 5th, approximately. And they've done that so that people will think it's like a ticking time clock that you can track, and they're going to send it a month early. And then on top of that, well, I forget the third thing I was going to say, so I'm going to read the next comment, but something's going to happen soon, but there's a reason this is all timed the way that it is. John's Journey, I want to see a debate with a node network after XRP takes off. I think after XRP takes off, I think it would be less of a debate, because the debate now is which ledger will be used and why. And the debate after XRP takes off, because it was used to save Japan, won't really be a debate. It'll be like a topic of conversation, like, oh, interesting, this happened. My wife says, sure. Be humble. It says, piss on Node Network. They're either being paid to spread FUD and misinformation or genuinely bump their heads either way after that debate. Fuck them. Yeah, we've got to take it with a grain of salt, right? Kita, hey bro, been good. Watching your live debate was honestly a highlight. Thank you. I'm glad that was something beneficial for the community. I'm glad I didn't embarrass us. I have been so well since. Even since that live I made today, I have been so well. Better than ever. Moon Raider, I was like, I got XRP, man. XRP is safe on Uphold, right? So I'll say this, DNFLYA. The only thing I think about Uphold is that I am a believer in the Riddlers, and the Riddlers have mentioned Uphold collapsing. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't line up with everything else in the world. One Riddler, one time, said, time for an exchange to collapse. How about Uphold? Sounds good. So how much can you use that to verify holding on Uphold? I don't know. But remember also, a lot of these exchanges like iTrust Capital, they're bankruptcy remote. And so if they collapse, they still have to send you your assets. So just ask the right questions to Uphold. And I hope that they don't go under, because they were a big proponent in protecting XRP holders during the SEC lawsuit. So PTR Mosley, what channel is that conspiracy video on again you did? Let me look it up here real quick. So Unfiltered and Sovereign. I will screen share it real quick here for you. Ron Horn, you just watched the live from earlier today. Thank you, man. That was quite the rant, and I was unapologetic. But here you go, PTR Mosley. So here is the, I'm going to screen share it.
She can't handle it. The game's destroyed her.
That is the channel that we did that on a couple hours ago, and it was really fun. Good stuff in there. And I finally got to tell them why Bitcoin's going to collapse. I was really pissed off I got to say that.
We have to have a lightning rod.
Moon Raider, I can only hold 250 XRP on exchange. I forever bag and cold. Smart, dude. XRP drab, your wife is going to be in utter shock. Yeah. Can't wait. Cannot wait. ENFLYA, this all is in action, kind of like waiting on an Amazon delivery. We just have to stay patient and let time catch up. It's already happening. Stay patient. Moon Raider, his wife will be on cam popping that bottle of bubbly. Yeah. She'll become a fan. red pill things. Yeah.
I need to see it for myself.
This would.
It was so much fun. I will go back on that conspiracy show. I don't think they'll have me back on the network because I kind of changed the algorithm for them. But the red pill, that was a fun show. And yeah, I was not trying to debate them on that channel. I was just trying to, I think this week, all channels and all XRP community have had enough debate for a week. Who knows what next week holds? You can transfer your stuff to iTrust Capital from Uphold. I'll have to figure this one out because I have many and don't want to lose them. Don't live in fear. You should definitely at least have a couple cold wallets. Figure out how to use those. That'll take away a lot of your fear. And then keep a percentage in Uphold and keep a percentage in iTrust Capital. And just understand that everything in your life could always be taken away if you got hit by a fucking meteor. So don't look at it on a day-to-day basis of like, oh, what if this, what if that, what if this. Just do your due diligence and protect yourself and spread out so that there will always be something. That's the whole gist. It's just as complicated to hold physical silver and gold. It's just as stressful. Where do I put it? Where do I store it? And so it's just all part of being a steward of assets, and it'll be okay. Well, sorry, maybe off topic. Off topic's always accepted on our channel. What do you think about Elon Musk's Starmine program? Scary stuff. I will say a lot of things that Elon Musk is bringing out into the world is very scary. Very intimidating topics. Implanting a chip into your brain is a very scary thing, and it's very real now. And so I haven't researched the Starmine program, but I'm sure it's something equally weird. Huh? Like 5 minutes? Yeah, I got you 5 minutes. I'm gonna hop off in like 5 minutes, guys. I was just talking about my life. Navigating wallets is daunting at first, but once you know it's easy, no panic. Yeah, you get used to it. Like navigating your first trip to another country. Bull's not Starmine sound really be system like. Yeah. 100 million data centers into space 2027. Oh, so they're gonna put the data centers in space. That makes sense because it's cold out there. If it's real. But that's what they'll tell us. So many of you guys seem like you would be so much fun to do a live with. So if anyone wants to do a live with me, I'm itching to do a live with somebody. So if you guys want to do a live with me, like message me on Discord or X or something like that, and we could have some really fun lives, dual lives, and eventually Discord server stuff. Because it is really fun to run your own channel, but it's even more fun to hang out with people and talk about cool stuff. My wife just texted me. She said, "When will you be done with your OnlyFans stream?" Gotta pay the bills. Well, I'm gonna hop off, guys, because this time of night, the comments kind of cool down. But it was super fun hanging out with you, and I hope you got a lot from the Crypto Phoenix video, because I'll have to rewatch the Crypto Phoenix video for the third time to fully understand it, because he's such a professor and I'm such a me. But yeah, fun hanging out, guys, and see you next time.